Hello, continuing the game rules of softball. Rule 9 to 12. Rule number 9. Dead ball. Ball in play. The ball is dead. The ball is dead and not in play in the following circumstances. When the ball is bat illegally. When the batter steps from one box to another. When the pitcher is taking the signal or appears to be taking the signal from the pitcher's plate or steps on the pitching plate. When no pitch is declared. When a pitch ball touches any part of the batter's person or clothing, whether the ball is struck at or not. When a foul fly ball is not caught. When the offensive team causes interference. The ball is in play. The ball is in play in the following circumstances. At the start of the game in each half inning, when the pitcher has the ball while standing in his pitching position and the plate umpire has called play ball. When the infield fly rule is enforced. When a thrown ball goes past a fielder and remains in a playable territory. When a fair ball strikes an umpire or runner on fair ground after. Delayed dead ball. There are 5 situations when a violation of the rule occurs and umpire recognizes it and the ball remains live until the conclusion of the play. These our situation are A. An illegal pitch. A. Catcher's obstruction. C. Plate umpire interference. D. Obstruction. Detached equipment contacting thrown a ball, a pitch ball, or a fair bat ball. Rule number 10. Umpires. Power and duties. The umpires are the representative of league or organization by which they have been assigned to a particular game and as such authorized and required to enforce each section of these rules. They have the power to order a player, coach, captain, or manager to do or omit to do any act in their judgment and necessary to give force and effect to one or all of these rules to inflict penalties as herein prescribed. General information for umpires. The umpire shall not be a member of either team, example player, coach, manager, officer, scorer, or sponsor. The umpire should be assured of the date, time, and replays for the game and should arrive at the playing field 20 to 30 minutes ahead of the time. Start the game on time and leave the field when the game is over. The male and female umpire must wear a powder blue long or short sleeve shirt, dark navy blue socks, dark navy blue slacks, dark navy blue cap with white and blue trimmed ISF letter on the front, navy blue black ball bag plate only, a dark navy blue jacket and or sweater, black shoes and belt, a white shirt worn under the powder blue shirt. Umpire must not wear exposed jewelry that may pose a hazard. Exception: medical alert bracelet and or necklace. The plate umpire shall take a position in back of the catcher. He shall have full charge of and be responsible for the proper conduct of the game. Shall call all balls and strike. Shall by agreement and in cooperation with the base umpire call plays, hit balls, fair or foul, legal or illegal caught balls. The base umpire shall take such position on the playing field as required in accordance with the relevant umpire system, shall assist the plate umpire in every way to enforce the rules of the game. Responsibilities of the single umpire. If only one umpire is assigned, his duties is jurisdiction shall extend to all points. The umpire starting position for each pitch shall be from behind home plate. Change of umpires. Umpires cannot be changed during the game by the consent of the opposing teams unless an umpire is incapacitated by injury or illness. Umpire's judgment. There shall be no appeal from any decision of any umpire on the grounds that he was not correct in his conclusion as to whether a bat ball was fair or foul, a runner safe or out, a pitch ball, a strike or ball, or on any play involving accuracy of judgment. Signal. To indicate the ball shall begin or to resume, the umpire shall call play ball and at the same time motion the pitcher to deliver the ball. B. A strike shall be indicated by raising the right hand upward, indicating the number of strikes by the finger and at the same time calling strike in clear and decisive voice. To indicate a ball, no arm signal is used. To indicate a total count of ball strike and balls are called first. To indicate a foul, the umpire shall call foul ball and extend an arm horizontally away from the diamond according to the direction of the ball. To indicate a fair ball, the umpire shall extend an arm toward the center of the diamond using pumping motion. To indicate a batter or runner out, the umpire shall raise the right hand upward above the right shoulder with first close to indicate that a player is safe. The umpire shall extend both arms horizontally to the side of the body with palm towards the ground. To indicate suspension of play, the umpire shall call time and at the same time extend both arms above the head. The other umpire shall immediately acknowledge the suspension or play with similar action. To indicate a delayed dead ball, the umpire shall extend the left arm horizontally with fist closed. To indicate the trap ball, the umpire shall extend both arms horizontally to side of the body with palm towards the ground. Suspension of play. An umpire may suspend play when in his judgment condition justifies such action. Play shall be suspended whenever the plate umpire leaves his position to brush the plate or to perform other duties not directly connected with the calling of plays. C. Umpire shall suspend play whenever a batter or pitcher step out of position for a legitimate reason. An umpire shall not call time after pitcher has started wind up. An umpire shall not call time while any play in progress. In case of injury, except the umpire's judgment with a serious injury which may put the player in danger, time shall not be called until all plays in progress have been completed or runners have been held at their bases. Rule 11. Protests. The protest that will not be received. Protests shall not be received or considered if they are based solely on a decision involving the accuracy of judgment on the game on the part of an umpire, or if the team lodging the protest won the game. Protests that will be received. Protests shall be received considered include matters of the following types: misinterpretation of the playing rule, failure of an umpire to apply the correct rule to a given situation, failure to impose the correct penalty for a given violation. Note: protest for the above must be made before the next pitch or before all fielders have left fairly territory or on the last play of the game before the umpires leave the playing field. Protest involving judgment and interpretation of rule. Protest may involve both a matter of judgment and interpretation of the rule. Notification of intent to lodge protest. The notification of intent to protest must be made immediately before the next pitch. Exception: players ineligibility. Time lodge an official protest. An official written protest must be filed within a reasonable time in absence of the league and tournament rule fixing at the time limit for filing protests. A protest should be considered if filed within a reasonable time, depending upon the nature of the case and the difficulty of obtaining the information on which to base protest. Within 48 hours after the scheduled time of the consent is generally considered as a reasonable time. Information required for written protest. The formal written protest should contain the following information: the date, time, and place of the game, the names of the umpires and scores, the rule of the section of the official rules and local rules under which the protest is made, the decision and the conditions surrounding the making of the decision. All essential facts involve the matter protested. Results of protest. The decision made on the protested game must result in one of the following: the protest is found invalid and the game score stands as played. Rule number 12, scoring. The official scoring shall keep records of each game as outlined in the following rules. Shall have the sole authority to make all decisions involving judgment. For example, it is the scorer's responsibility to determine whether a batter's advance to the first base is the result of hit or an error. However, a scorer shall not make a decision which conflicts with the official playing rules or with the umpire's decision. The box score. Each player name and the position or position to be played shall be listed in the order in which he had bat or would have bat, unless the player is legally substitute, ejected, or removed from the game, or the game ends before his turn at bat. Base hits shall not be recorded. A base hit shall not be scored by the following cases: when a runner forced out by bat ball or would have been forced out except for fielding error, when player fielding a bat ball retires a preceding runner with the ordinary effort, when when a fielder fails in an attempt to retire a preceding runner, and in a scorer judgment, the batter runner could have been retired at the first base. Pitcher credited with a win. A pitcher shall be credited with a win in the following situation: when he is starting pitcher and has pitched at the least 4 innings and his team was not only in the lead when he is replaced but remains in the lead for the remainder of the game. When a game is ended for 5 innings of play and the starting pitcher has pitched at least 3 innings and the team score more runs than the other teams when the game is terminated, pitcher charged with a loss. A pitcher shall be charged with a loss regardless of the number of the innings he has pitched if he is replaced when his team is behind in the score and his team thereafter fails to tie the score or gain the lead. Summary. The summary shall list the following items in this order: the score by innings and the final score, the runs bat in the and by whom hit, 2 base hits and by whom hit, 3 base hits and by whom hit, home runs and by whom hit, sacrifice flies and by whom hit, double plays in the player participating in them, triple plays in the players participating in them, number of walks given in each pitcher, number of batters struck out by the pitcher, number of hits and runs allowed by each pitcher, the name of the winning pitcher, the name of losing pitcher, the time of the game, the names of the umpires and scorers, stolen bases by whom, sacrifice bunts, the name of the batters hit by the pitch ball and the pitcher whom hit it, as the number of wild pitches made by each pitcher, the number of pass balls made by each pitcher. Stolen bases. Stolen bases are credited to a runner whenever he advances 1 base unaided by hit, a put out, an error, a force out, a fielder's choice, a pass ball, a wild pitch, or an illegal pitch. This includes a batter runner advancing to second on a awarded base on balls recorded of 45 games. All records of the 45 games shall be included in the official records except that one pitcher one lost record. So that's for all for the rules of the softball. Thank you for listening and goodbye.